Thank you. Great story, by the way, Rich. I enjoyed it. This handsome couple right here are my parents. Despite having me, they went on to have a very long and productive and fruitful life as a pastor and as a teacher. And after they passed away a few years ago, I was bombarded with people sharing memories about what my parents meant to them. And I would get it through text or through a phone call or through an email or something like that. And it got me to thinking, I wish I had a place where I could let people put all their memories in one centralized place where I could organize it and also be able to go back and relive it and maybe add to it myself. So that was the inspiration behind Rico Dee. Rico Dee is a platform that's meant to allow family and friends to come together and to preserve and to share and relive your favorite memories of life, regardless what it is. The great opportunity that we see for Rico Dee is that right now I think everybody would understand that you have a lot of content, you got a lot of pictures, video, and things in different places, but you don't have a really good, efficient way of organizing it into something that's meaningful, something that you could really view and share and use again and again. And obviously the social platforms have done a great job in connecting people and allowing you to post, certain items and things like that. But they weren't meant for storytelling and they weren't meant for collaboration. And they're definitely hard to relive memories. If you posted something that you did a year or so ago, it's very hard to go back and find that and really experience it the way that you really lived it. It's also now, I think everybody understands, it's a very negative time in social media and people having a hard time just even wanting to be a part of it, wanting to go on and even share anything because it's just not fun anymore. We're also seeing kind of a great stone in our culture right now is that the onset of dementia and Alzheimer's is really creating a need in people to preserve family legacy and also their own personal legacies. So people are looking for ways to go and create stories about their families and create stories about themselves that can go on and live on forever. It's also a great time for Rico Dee from the marketing aspect is that people that are involved in marketing are getting not really tired of social media, but they're not seeing the results that they had hoped for. And actually, there was a very extensive survey of 100 top chief marketing officers, and these were the themes that came out of it. They're looking for platforms and ways to do better at storytelling, doing better at creating communities around their common interests. They're also looking for ways to get deeper engagement with their fans, with their customers. And they're also looking for that authentic voice. You hear that a lot, and that's where you see like the rise of influencer marketing is that they're looking for other people to be able to share their story from a first-person perspective and not the brand perspective. And collaboration is starting to become a very big theme with marketers as well. So Rico Dee is really designed to allow people to come together and they can create memories regardless of the experience. It could be a family history. It could be traveling Europe. It could be your kids' first year or your senior year, that type of thing. So it's really up to you to create the theme. And also, because emotions are authentic, this is something that's very personal. That's a whole different experience that we're creating. So it's very authentic. And because it's emotional and you're talking about things that are important to you, that relates back to deeper engagement and spending more time with content and being able to enjoy it more and wanting to share it. It's also helping you, we can bring people together around common interests, whether it's travel, sports, food, things like that. And we're also allowing marketers to have new revenue streams for content that they'd never considered or used in the past. So this is an example of what the consumer experience is like. Very simple layouts, pre-formatted layouts that you can pick and choose. You can upload media, video, pictures. You add collaborators into it. Shares out when you're ready to publish it. You can make it public or private. So that means if you have a story you want other people to hear about, you can post it on your socials, or if you want to keep it private, you can select a group of readers who can have that, and it disables any social sharing as well. This is kind of what the published printed looks like. Very clean, very easy to read. Something that you can continue to add to. You can also add chapters, different things like that, so you can have a lot of fun with it. part of our business model is also allowing an application for enterprise for marketers. And so this is kind of an example of an experience from an athletic department. And so they can get Rico Dee, they can customize it to their experience, they can customize categories, they can allow fans to publish to the site, they can collaborate with fans, and they can allow fans to collaborate together. This is another example for, we're targeting sports and entertainment right now from the outset. So this is our business model that we've tested. We've been out on the road for about a year talking about 500 bloggers. On the consumer side, these are some of the things that they felt like would be very easy to use and be part of a positive experience in using Rico Dee. And then this is also feedback that we received from enterprise targeted people that we've met with in pro and college sports as well as on the entertainment side. So that's Rico Dee.
Andrew, once again, thank you very much. I got to hand it to Andrew and Rich both for giving the presentation in a short period of time. Both of you had a tremendous amount of information to give out to everybody in 6 minutes, so thank you very much. Andrew, you and I talked at length about your concept, and I think there's a lot more that can come out of it than we had in 6 minutes. So we sat down for over an hour and a half, I think, at Top Golf and talked.
Right.
So let's talk about, I think, more the events. Let's say as you target events or sporting events, how does that work? And show me how that's going to grow and how people could adapt to that.
Right. The idea with the on the enterprise platform is that let's see here if we can go back, but the enterprise platform is that we'll just say a local team here called the Dallas Cowboys. If they license the product, they would have their own customized portal. Part of that, they would be getting an app that then people who are at the events could then geofence and pick if there are other Rico Dee members or there are other family and friends there. So they can collaborate together and then bring in all their content from that event that they're at. And then they're able to go back and create their own digital scrapbooks after the event. But in real time, the Cowboys could be seeing the feed of content coming in and being able to take some of that, post it to their scoreboard, but then they can also create a digital scrapbook that then could have brought to you by, thanks for coming to the game. Here's a digital scrapbook sponsored by, say, Toyota, and they can send that out in a digital format later in the day or the next day or something like that. So, it's allowing the team to be able to leverage the fan content and creating something that can continue to live on and also give them a chance to merchandise it for additional revenue.
All right, let's go ahead and open up to questions. So again, keep the microphone in front of you as you ask the question. Begin.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
I used to work for Southwest Airlines as an online community manager, so we would have to kind of monitor a lot of the different information that you're saying is coming in.
Right.
So my only concern is not when you're talking about the family, that's different, but then now you're getting into sporting events and when you're getting into especially college sporting events and college kids and their language, are you going to have, are they going to have a social media team? Will that be kind of behind the scenes and then they have to post it, or?
It integrates into their social media, so they have a dashboard and they're able to monitor the content as it comes in. There'll also be filters in there that'll be taking out any inappropriate content, but they'll always see the content and have the decision about whether to push it to their portal or not. So yeah, we're trying to be very, very conscious about that for sure.
And how does someone get started? So let's say they want to get involved and purchase Rico Dee. How's it work?
Well, when the Rico Dee consumer site goes live, you just go and sign up. It's free, and then you start using it. And the thing is, we we encourage collaboration, but you can go on. I mean, it's a platform to allow you to preserve memories. So you don't necessarily need other people to collaborate with you. It could be your own personal memories, it could be your own personal diary, anything like that. But it's the idea of being able to take content, take all these things that you have and be able to organize it in a way that's more meaningful and something that you can continue to add to. It never stops. It's really up to you. But then you also have the power of having other people come within the story. So it's not just post and then commenting. You've got people actually building stories with you and preserving memories with you.
Yeah, cool product.
Thank you.
Does the platform have a way to have, for families to have private groups?
Yes, it
Okay,
does.
so-
Yes. And that was one thing we heard clear when we went out and took the prototype and the concept and tested it for about a year, was that the privacy issue was very important. And of course, we say what happens on Rico Dee stays on Rico Dee too. So the idea is that you have memories that you want to keep within a group that you really don't want to share out. So that's the idea, that you can either make it public and post it to socials, because we found people who were going through cancer journeys and things like that wanted to be able to put their story out there for people to be inspired by, but then you have a family history that you want to keep and you just want to share it. So yes, exactly. So you can have 20 books, you can have 10 that are private, 10 that are public. It's just up to you.
So
ma'am.
as far as your marketing, you're planning on just doing social. So would you put it on the back of a obituary at a funeral, so that family members are able to just
Correct.
share your memories, go here?
Yes, ma'am. We've actually talked to several large funeral home groups, and just for that sake, is for them to be able to, they can license it, integrate it into their site, so people can do a much more storytelling than what they can really do right now. So,
Yeah, I love this product. We've talked about this before.
Thank you.
A couple things. In having emptied a few houses of dead people, one of the things that definitely, you can empty 80, 90 years of life and reduce it
Yes.
into a box of pictures.
I've done it twice.
Are you going? Yeah, so have I. So are you able to deliver an actual physical scrapbook from the platform?
That's kind of phase 2.
Okay.
What we heard in our research is people really, because they have the Shutterfly experience, and there are people out there that let you do picture books, but it's pictures. You can't really tell stories, and you can't have people collaborate. But they also make you pay for a product at the end of the line too. You can't just go on and create. So our whole mission is to allow people to come in and create the memories the way that they want, start the books, get it going, and then we will hopefully facilitate, probably in phase 2 or so, the ability for them to, we might partner with a Walgreens or a Walmart or something and then send it to have printed. But again, we're also trying to be multimedia, so we're trying to get that video in that people have that they don't really get to use or post very often, or other things like that. So if it was straight pictures and text, we would allow, we'll allow people to print it. But the idea is that we're trying to make something a little more dynamic here as far as real entertaining content.
And the second would be, are you talking to any of the scrapbooking communities or companies? Things like that?
We have. There's what we heard is that there's a lot of time and effort and money that has to go into scrapbooking, and that you really have to set aside the time, and there's a lot of thought that goes into almost every page and that type of thing. And so that's very important, and we still encourage people, to do that type of thing. What we heard is that people don't want to spend the time, do I put the picture this way? Do I cut a frame out? Do I do all that? Because the way social media platforms are and our cameras and things like that, we're getting great, photos. And the media is very important, and so they just wanted to be able to go in and create something, get it out, but make it look as clean and consistent as possible for them. So there's a balance that there are going to be some in the scrapbooking world that still want to do the scrapbook, but then there's a lot of memories that they just want to be able to create something like this that they can keep adding to.
Okay, this probably second phase. Do you offer videographer? For example, grandma is too sick to be doing a lot of different things. I want to keep her voice as a memory.
Right.
So do you offer someone to come in, videotape her, record her, and then upload that?
We would probably, I appreciate that because we've had people approach us about that. We'd probably just create like a third-party network where you can look on our site and maybe get references for people in your area to come in and document things like that. So, but we're going to be very adamant about encouraging people to go out and record those stories with the generations in your family before they're gone.
One thing you and I had talked about also are many things, but you start thinking about, even the people in the audience, there's so many ways to use this product.
Right.
You think about your family events, or you think about sporting events, how you can share the message. It's endless, and I think you've hit on something that it just needs to be developed, and
Right.
So get the word out there and develop it.
Yeah.
But so I guess we'll ask the question: what can we do for you today, and what are you looking for us to? How can we help you?
Well, I appreciate it. I moved down here with the intention of getting the product finished, being able to tap into the ecosystem here, either through financial partners, but also through strategic partners. We're also looking for people to give us input as we develop, people who are very social media savvy, people who are wanting to learn. So we obviously love for you to use it as well, but we're at kind of a interesting stage right now. The products hopefully will be finished in a few months, but I'm needing the additional help to get it there. So that's where we're at right now.
Thank you again,
Yeah,
Andrew.
thank
That
you.
was awesome.